Good day, everyone, and welcome to Obidient Family TV. The program is Hope Alive. Yes, there is hope, and a new Nigeria is certainly possible. Now, good morning, afternoon, and evening, depending your time zone. Today, we are specially going to discuss the exclusive press conference that His Excellency Peter Obi did. I know most Obedients, this took them as a surprise, but judging with all the wrong informations being spun out there about the borehole, about the state of the nation and all of that, of course, His Excellency just mapped out a little of his time to come and address not just Obedience or well-meaning Nigerians, but Nigeria in general. As you know, he is the people's president. So he stood with a fervent commitment to addressing major critical challenges facing our beloved nation. Water scarcity, the education crisis. Given the urgency of these issues, he presented a bold challenge to the affluent members of our society, urging them to take decisive action in support of our collective well-being. First, he addressed the issue of water that's been addressed in different places. Now, having witnessed firsthand the dire need for access to clean water during his recent nationwide tour, he was compelled to take action on that. That's what he said. It cost approximately about 5 million naira to drill a borehole, according to the statistics he gave, a vital source of water for many communities. Recognizing the immense wealth within our nation, he appealed to the generosity of just 0.1% of our population, approximately 200,000 individuals, to sponsor the drilling of one borehole per year. You can imagine that is PO. Together, he said, we can alleviate the burden of water scarcity and ensure that every community has access to this basic necessity. Then on the education, he equally pressed the issue of out-of-school children across Nigeria. As you know, he said that during his visit to the one Almajiri school, he said he was deeply moved by the potential within the young students. He said they possesses the capacity to excel in various fields, given the opportunity. Therefore, he challenged the affluent members on our society to invest in education by supporting the establishment, the educational centers equipped with qualified teachers and essential resources. With a mere 10 million naira investment, each center can accommodate 50 students annually, paving the way for millions of out-of-school children to receive quality education. Now, he also passed on the path forward. He said in the next 5 to 10 years, Nigeria has the potential to thrive as a developed nation if we confront these challenges head on by rallying the support of these approximated 200,000 individuals. He said we can provide for the needs of 5 million people every year, granting access to education, clean water for all, and he said he implored all Nigerians to join hands in this very noble endeavor, as together we can build a brighter future for our nation. And of course, when he finishes, he will tell you that a new Nigeria is possible. Plus, he also addressed some of the questions that come there with the question and answers that has to deal even to the extent of, what is his name, the man that said he never built any school in Anambra State. He addressed it, and sure, you will, when we get to that point, you will hear. But let's take the highlights of what His Excellency Peter Obi discussed on this press conference. I know carry on the waka, they go. Make on hear from highlights before I will bring the full package one with the questions and answers. So let's take a tidbit from the highlights.
Find solutions to critical areas of need in our development. I've come to address a number of issues this morning. have toured across the country, meeting and then discussing and interacting with people on critical areas of development, and I found there's any areas that while we will stop our government intervention, there's also need for interventions of well-being Nigerians, especially as it concerns the area of health, education, and pulling people out of poverty. And the two areas of need that I want to do what I call today an appeal challenge is in area of water and education. 5 to 10 million, just one a year. And that would be 200,000 boreholes scattered all over the country. And it will go a long way in solving this problem while we wait for government to do the portable water system, pipeline water system. My second appeal is in the area of education. Education, as you all know, is the most critical tool of development. The more educated any nation is, the more developed, the more they pull their people out of poverty. And poverty has been an issue of challenge, even in our security. And we need to deal with it head on. And I'm thinking to do a study of how we can help. And my appeal is to a number of Nigerians. 1% of the population of this country, which is about 2 million, I believe control about 70% of the national wealth. But my appeal is to 0.1%, 200,000. So it's even below the 1%. In water, I found the continuous need for potable water across the country, which to provide pipe-borne water will take several years, which I urge the government to do whatever it takes to start in that direction.
These are just the highlights of His Excellency Peter Obi's press conference. Later on this show, I'm going to bring the full details of the question and answer section, which I know will interest you. As you note, some people even brought up the issue of Reno Omokri's his $10,000 challenge to Peter Obi, which he also addressed as it concerns schools in building of schools and infrastructure in Anambra State. He actually addressed that. But before we get to that, I also need to inform you that some people looked at it from the perspective of him going and his campaigning and all of that. But he has come out to this conference to clear those things. And I will quote him. He said, "I've never gone to where I'm drilling boreholes and mentioned the name of my party," and that is what he said. But he also highlighted his personal commitment to community welfare, stating that during his activities such as drilling boreholes, he never mentioned the political affiliation or engages in campaigning. He expressed dissatisfaction with the current state of affairs in the country, emphasizing that the focus on elections, transactions, and irrelevant matters neglect the true needs of the populace. He asserted that his major concern is the well-being of the people, especially the underprivileged. A few weeks ago, His Excellency commissioned boreholes, all we know, that he also donated this borehole to the northern communities. The project is expected to ameliorate the suffering and water needs of these communities. The northern part of Nigeria suffers, as we know, a lack of water supply, with farmers recording poor crop harvest as a result. Unfortunately, the projects have drawn negative reactions from some negative Nigerians who believe that the aesthetics were poor. However, Peter Obi has urged that his borehole should not be politicized by the opposition and the elites. And with that, he said in this conference that what we are doing in this country is not fair to the people of this country, because we bother ourselves with issues of elections, transactions, and all sorts of things that do not bother the people. He said, in quote, "I have never gone to where I'm drilling boreholes and mentioned the name of my party. I even tell them I'm not here on a campaign. You can vote for whoever you want to when the election comes. However, I'm here to ensure that I support the well-being of the people, and the well-being of the poor people is my concern 24 hours. This is what His Excellency Peter Obi did mention today. And of course, he also answered questions regarding the challenge. And he gave another challenge to other people, saying, why not you drill boreholes? And he counted up to 2,000 boreholes can be done in a year. And then we would have provided this very potable water. So why I drop that very particular question and answers at the end of this very broadcast, I want to first of all use the opportunity to inform all Obedience as usual. Obidient Family TV is a media arm of the Obidient and is also the mouthpiece of the well-meaning Nigerians, not just the Obedient. So wherever you are and you're watching us right now, do the needful by liking and sharing and putting on your notification button so that whenever we are live, you will know. Most Obedience, I've seen them call me complaining, oh, they were not aware that His Excellency was going live and all of that. But the important thing I want to bring out is that we are Obedient and this is our channel. We will continue to project and bring all what His Excellency Peter Obi is doing. Most media houses today, you will not see that trend. You will not see it trending. But he addressed critical areas in this nation. This is more like the people's president addressing the whole Nigerians, which we all should be aware of. So please, do like and share so that at the end of what this question and answer series on what transpired at this press conference, we'll be aware of the answers that His Excellency has given, even the projects he undertook while in office in Anambra State, which is the subject of debate everywhere. Of course, they call it the Reno Mockery Challenge of $10,000. He also dealt with that. You will hear all about that. So please, do like and share so that other Obedience, wherever they are, we know that His Excellency was live and will continue to project wherever he goes and the good things that he is doing to the people of Nigeria. I will also use this medium again to inform all of us that the Obedience structure that we have been talking about all this while is already happening in all the 774 local governments in Nigeria. A lot of these local governments are in the platform that we have created temporarily, which is for on WhatsApp. Most of the local governments are there. Join the community where you are a resident. There is a link on this broadcast, and as usual in all our subsequent and previous productions, we had inserted that link for you to join the Obedient Family community so that you can be able to form the basis, the structure of the Obedient movement. I always call it the framework, the structural framework of the Obedient movement. So please, do click on that very link that is there. Join the community platform. Be part of the new Nigeria we are talking about. We have 2-3 years to go. Before then, this is a welfare side of the movement. This is the welfare aspect of the movement. We have to reach out to the masses, and that is what His Excellency Peter Obi was hinting today. We should do projects in the communities. And how are we going to handle that if we don't have cooperative societies in these villages, in these wards, in these local governments? That is the structure, so that we can deal with it community by community, ward to the local government, statewide, and then the national, where the movement will take preeminence. Let us join hands together to build a better and prosperous nation, Nigeria. We believe that a new Nigeria is certainly possible. Like and share, please. Very important for others to know. Let's now watch and listen to what His Excellency Peter Obi on the question and answers that made up the full version of this very press conference. Please do watch this.
That when things that are unimaginable, things that the existing parties, APC and PDP, never did, the Labour Party is doing it. The convention took place without the normal World Congress and the rest of them. And at the convention, they handed over the ticket of 2027 to you and that of Abia State government. Don't you think everything is abnormal here?
Let me tell you, as you imagine the abnormality in Labour Party, it is not anything to be compared with what is happening in the other two parties. It is far minor, and it's something that will be dealt with. We're dealing with a system. Every system has its up and down, and it will be managed and everything. And I assure you, this will also be dealt with. There's nothing out of control in this exercise. Things go wrong and it's corrected. And I assure you, we'll deal with it. But again, I don't want to focus, but let's focus on the poor people of Nigeria.
My name is Usai. I write in the Nigerian Tribune. Two questions. One is a follow-up to the issue of the global. We know that the technology related to cracking hills, rocky plains, to pull out the stones we use either for houses or roads, by borrowing of holes in several parts before the dynamics are setting. And the essence is when they borrow these holes, it weakens the strength of the hole. And that is where I have a concern with the issue of having boreholes in repeats across the country as a short-term measure. Because in the long term, how will these holes be filled back to be able to reduce that issue of the simple geography we learned in school that earthquake and other result from shift. And when you have such weakness in multiple places, that may cause that. Then we can't run away from your party, sir, because it is a vehicle that brought you more to many Nigerians than the fewer Nigerians who knew you before the 2023 election. I do know that in one of the briefings, I was not there, but I read it. He said that, I think he said that an auditor has been hired to look into the books of the party when the issue of the monies were coming up, so that will have it there. What is the status of that? And why is nothing seems to be heard about our party?
Thank you. Have you ever heard that other parties audited the accounts?
The Labour Party is...
Yeah, we're doing that. We're doing that. We're not going to be reporting to you daily on the auditor's report. It is when the auditors ring on, and if you want a daily report on the auditors, we will direct it to the auditors. They don't report to me daily. It is only when they finish. It could take them months, it could take them years. Even in their financial system, it takes years to audit an account.
So it is ongoing.
All I know is that we have engaged somebody. So That's it. And that's what we need to do. We can only come back to you to talk about it when it's finished. On the other issue, like I said, we are being consumed in the process of today and yesterday. If there's no crisis in the Labour Party, does it in any way solve my challenge that I'm appealing today? It will not provide water. Will it deal with the imaginary school system? No. I came to appeal for a different thing. And I listened to your concerns. And we will deal with that concerns. But please, I'm pleading with you, do not allow that to undermine my appeal. My appeal is what will help the poor people live a better life. That's what I go around. I've been going around this country trying to help in any way I can. And I'm appealing to other people to do the same thing. And that appeal, I need to enlist you as a partner, the press as partner, to help us to continue that direction without allowing it to be muddled up with the issue of party or no party. People, when we drill water, there's no party involved. There's no this. When I talk the issue of road now, is there any road built by any party? We want to road so people will pass. So if we're doing, so let's deal with issues. Is there any party that buys food cheaper? So you say, if we solve this, it would have solved this. So let's deal with issues that are bothering our people today.
The last one. Oh, Anna. Okay.
Okay, there is this talk of an alliance between you and Atiku to form a major party.
Again, we're going back to my appeal. My appeal this morning is about issues that bother on people. If there's an alliance, will it provide potable water? Will it drill a borehole? If there's an alliance, will it make school work? I will appeal that we concentrate on this my challenge and leave everything. The day we discuss politics, I assure you people I'll spend time with you. Today is strictly to appeal. And I want to enlist you people. In your villages, what I'm saying today is that. And what we're doing in this country is not fair to the people of the country, because we bother ourselves on issues of election, transaction, all sorts of things that does not concern the people. It is about the people. I've never gone to any of where I'm drilling borehole or paying for people to eat and everything and mention party. I will even tell them, I'm not here on campaign. You can vote whoever you want to when the campaign comes. However, I'm here to ensure that I support your well-being. And the well-being of the poor people is my concern 24 hours.
All right, now that we are not talking about the 2027 election or between parties, we are looking at having Quranic education vis-a-vis the Western world. Somebody recently accused you that you didn't build or complete any new school as a governor. How will you react to this allegations?
Well, you need to go and read my manifesto. You know, what we do here is that we don't read people's manifesto and know what they promised. When I was campaigning to be governor, as you know, and I'm sure you're aware, there was a term for nearly 2 years, the schools were shut in Anambra State. And everybody listened to, even yesterday when we were at Kanu, a bishop said it, the Anambra school system went very low in rating. When I was campaigning to be governor, I said I'll change the educational system in Anambra State where schools and our children will never be closed. I will make sure I give the best to education. When I was coming to Anambra to be governor, we have what we call male-girl-child issue, where most of the males were not in school. I said I will reverse that. And I will make sure that Anambra State becomes one of the best. And when I started, we were number 26, 27, Wayaka Neko. By the time I left, we were number 1. That is what, when I went to Anambra State, I know the state of the schools. When I left, every secondary school in Anambra State had, like I said, a borehole, they had computers, they had vehicles, they have generator. No other state in this country, not one, will say they were able to fit. You can go and ask even providers of computer. Even had, every secondary school had internet. You can go and ask one of the famous makers of computer sets. Let me remember their name now. No, Zynos is the agent we use, but it's the equipment. What we bought was the HP. When we ordered computers and desktop tech from HP, they told us, printers, everything. They say no government can afford this. But we bought them at a go, 30,000 complete sets for our various schools. No government was able to do that. We're able to train our teachers and everything. And the result is what you're seeing today. And to even go further, while I do not know who said that, and I don't want to know, but let me help you further. The only measure of development while I served as a governor is Millennium Development Goals, which was initiated in the year 2000 with Nigeria and over 150 countries as signatories. That is what China used to change. The MDG goals by the year 2008. That is clear 8 years after I had started. But by the time it was concluded in 2015, Anambra was number 1 in the implementation of that. I was even invited to United Nations to come and talk about my experience. That is measured by UNDP. This is not a measurement where you say Peter scored himself high. And I can tell you, our school, our hospitals, and our system became model for every other person. So I believe that we did the right thing. Those who are looking for the wrong thing, what I promised the people I delivered. I live in Anambra State today. I live in Onitsha. I'm just going there now. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Thank you very much for coming on.
If anybody see you, you write a paper, I've done this road. Go to the road. I built a university from the scratch. I built a teaching hospital from the scratch. It's in Oka, the fastest one. So let people say where they did it. Don't tell us in pages of newspaper. Don't give us awards. We want to know. If you say we want to export rice, let's eat the rice first. Let's have it. You can be the change. Stop celebrating criminality.
I did not go to school that I vote individuals because they come from my ethnic group. Tell me their agenda on health, their agenda on agriculture, so that if I vote for them, it should just be coincidental that we come from the same ethnic extraction. You have been given an opportunity to elect You elect a hyena to take care of goats, and then when the goats have been eaten, you wonder why. Whether we are Muslims or Christians or animists, as we are called by other people, we shall live in one geographical territory, because the God that we worship is a God of diversity. He's the God that says that there is no Jew nor Gentile. And it must mean, if you are addressing us in Igbo or in some Nigerian language, there is no Yoruba nor Igbo. That, I think, was the vision of the founding fathers of the day. The day Nigeria wakes up, Africa will never be the same again. The day Nigeria wakes up, Africa will never be the same again.
These are in the reckoning of discerning observers, snippets of the vision of the man and his administration, implemented through the instrumentality of ANIDS. And the story continues. Let the facts speak for themselves.